Helena, hello and welcome to LSJS. You've
Thank
been
you.
teaching for us here for a number of years, but today is your first day as our brand new part-time senior lecturer in Jewish Education Studies.
Thank you.
And for our existing students, you'll be aware that Helena is now the new MA Deputy Program Leader for the MA Jewish Education and the new BA Program Leader for the on-campus students. What I wanted to talk to you about today, just briefly, is a couple of things. One is that you haven't just brought your experience and your abilities to LSJS, but you've also brought a very important journal that's now housed at LSJS. So let's start by talking about the journal.
Thank you, Tamra. First of all, I must say I'm really excited to be joining the team here, and it's really great to be working here more than just doing sessions here and there. So the Journal of Jewish Education is the premier journal for anybody who is either researching or working in Jewish education internationally. The journal is the journal of the Network for Research in Jewish Education, which is its umbrella organization. And we are now going to be hosting at LSJS the journal from now on. I am the senior editor of the journal, and I have been for the past 4 years, and I have another 2.5 years to go. And past editors have included some very prestigious people who have done a lot of work and writing and researching in Jewish education. The most recent, Michael Zeldin, other people, Alvin Schiff, Erwin Whitty, lots of people that if you're studying Jewish education, you will have come across their work, and I'm very honoured to be in that position. The journal will be housed in the library with the other Jewish education books, and we have 2 specific reasons for being particularly pleased to have the journal. Firstly, it means that we'll be expanding the readership, and we hope that people who are interested in Jewish education, even if you're not on an MA or a BA program, will come and browse the journal for articles which you will find interesting. The journal is on volume 84. We've been going for 84 years.
Wow.
So there are plenty of really interesting articles to read. We publish 4 times a year, so that's a lot to look through. But apart from reading, we're really interested in getting graduates and educators to submit articles for the journal. And anyone who is interested, I am more than happy to sit with you and talk through the author guidelines and really look at what you've been researching or what you're working on and seeing how that can then translate into something that other people are going to want to read about.
That's really encouraging. Helena, how would you like potential contributors to the journal to get in touch with you? Is it best to email you?
Yes, please do email me. My new LSJS email address is helena.miller@lsjs.ac.uk. I'll get back to you straight away, and then we can find a time to meet or speak on the phone or Skype, depending on where you are in the world.
Fantastic. So, Helena, you're known to be a great facilitator and helper of other people, enabling them to complete and to publish their MA dissertations or their research. But you've also got your own independent, very ambitious education research project going on. So perhaps we could chat about that for a bit.
Right. Okay. So it's called Jewish Lives, and it's a millennium cohort study. It's a longitudinal study. Longitudinal research is very rare, partly because it's very expensive, and you need to really be able to keep going for a long time on the research that you undertake. We are following all of the students and their families who started Jewish secondary schools in the UK in 2011. And we have been following them so far for 7 years, and we intend to follow them for as long as possible. So we have around 1,000 families of potential in our cohort, and we first of all surveyed them and interviewed them when the students started school when they were 11 years old 7 years ago. And we go back we have been going back every 2 years and re-surveying them and re-interviewing them. And we've just completed phase 4 of this project, which is having surveyed and interviewed families when their children are about to leave secondary school. So we're just about to publish the findings that really take a long look back at a large number of families whose children started secondary school, and we can now trace their journey right through secondary school. The purpose of the study is to really track Jewish lives over time, to see how young people change and what their influences are, both in school and outside school over that period of time. We have every intention of continuing now to track those young people as they start on the next phase of their lives as young adults, either at university or on gap years or in yeshiva and SEM or in the world of work, depending on where they're going next.
That sounds really fascinating. Can you let us know when the first publication will be out? When is that
Right.
expected?
So I'm working with a team of researchers. I work very closely with Dr. Alex Pompson from Rossoff Consulting, where we published a paper in the International Journal of School Choice last year, which was the first really academic piece of writing that we did on the project. We publish reports every 2 years, and also pamphlets, 8-page pamphlets, which look at specific elements of the research. And now that I'm at LSJS, there will be copies of those pamphlets available for anyone who wants to have a look at some of the data and some of the findings that we have found so far. I should say as well, the project is supported by the Pears Foundation, and we're very grateful for them for their continued interest in the project. Hopefully we'll keep going for at least another 7 years, because and hopefully even longer, because I think you cannot really tell how a person's Jewish life develops from childhood until adulthood, until they're beginning to make choices for their own children. So if we can keep going until our young people are at least in their 30s,
Yes.
then that would be our goal.
Right, so what you're really after is a multi-generational longitudinal study.
Yes, until these young people, we're only following one cohort. Lots of people say to us, well, will you follow another cohort as time goes on? And we will keep going as long as possible, and as long as our families are willing to participate in the project, because it's really them who makes this project possible.
It sounds absolutely fascinating, and thank you very much for taking time out on a very busy first day in the office.
Well, thank you, and look forward to seeing many of you as possible soon.
Thank
and
you, Helena.
Shana Tova to all of you.
Shana Tova.